Hi, everyone. I'm Jeffrey Allen, and thank you for joining me on day 9 of your Mind Awareness Challenge. Now, you've already made it through the activation for your outer mind awareness. And by this, I mean you've taken those first 4 steps. You did a self-assessment where you noticed kind of what's happening in your background thoughts, and then you did an easy exercise where you're listening to your environment more deeply. Then we went into the deeper exercise, the challenge, where you're looking at your filter and trying to disable and take out that filter. And then finally, we did that powerful exercise yesterday where you're really tuning in and listening to the world. So you have that activation inside you, and it's going to continue to grow, and you just want to keep practicing and keep sharing that awareness to let it continue to foster and grow inside you. So I'm going to give you a couple examples, as I always do, to give you ways to continue this practice very easily. Now, probably the most obvious practice is to actually listen to people in your relationships. Now, this seems funny, but actually listening to people in your relationships really helps them feel like you listen to them. And it improves not only their impression of you, but also your impression of them. Because when you're listening to them, you like them more. You get a deeper sense of who they are, and it's just more fun to be around them. Now, of course, the more aware you are of your environment in general and the people around you, the less that you're going to make mistakes and kind of go down paths that you don't need to go on. So it's a great way to be more efficient. And also, if you're listening, you'll pick up some of those opportunities that you may have missed otherwise. You can also use your mind awareness to help you just get along a little bit better in the world. And we're going to practice that a little bit today, just helping to make a decision based on what you're feeling is going on in the world. And this is a really powerful exercise. So some of the advanced applications of your mind awareness is to really focus on people other than their stories. So especially if somebody's telling you a story that you just don't like or you totally don't agree with, just notice them instead of the story. Listen to the things that you love about them. Listen to the way that they're enthusiastic about that story, and just tune into the person instead of the story. And you'll notice that you actually start to feel good instead of feeling bad. And so it's a really great way to shift your experience. You can also try telling a story that you disagree with. So just tell the other side of your normal opinion. We practiced this a little bit in the exercise, and this is really powerful because it can be very fun, and sometimes you'll notice that you actually start to change your mind, which is great. You can also explore several different contradictory positions, and if you do this, you'll notice oftentimes there'll actually be a third opinion or a third position that kind of pops up out of that. You'll find that instead of being kind of black or white, maybe there's a little middle ground or something that includes both. So this is actually a great way to enhance your awareness and to find just a more positive way to fit everybody in. Now, when you're turning off your filter, this is really powerful for thinking outside the box because you're getting away from just your opinions and you're starting to hear what else is out there. And the more you understand yourself, you'll notice that you're actually a little bit less argumentative, a little bit less reactionary, and you start to have more empathy with other people. And it's kind of funny because this comes from knowing yourself, but it's great for your communication and your relationships. So really let yourself tune in and understand your own filter with the world. You'll notice that you'll also start to notice that filter on other people. So you'll start noticing like, that's just their filter. It's not about them. So the more you do that for yourself, the more you'll notice for other people too. This is also great if you want to have less arguments. So if you're having an argument and you can just notice what is it really that I'm upset about and kind of go deeper and deeper into that awareness, it's a great way to shift out of it so that you can kind of disable that and not have to have that argument the next time. So really powerful tool. So a little advanced relationship practice would include using a multiple awareness. So you want to listen to a conversation with your ears, and then also listen with your mind, and then also listen with your heart and with your spirit. And we're going to practice this a little later in the program, but this is really powerful because if you connect with people in this way, they will notice. They will feel like, wow, you were really there. You're really talking to them. Instead of just being kind of blah, 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 nice to meet you, they'll notice that there was something different about you. So very powerful practice. Now, one more thing that you can do that's kind of advanced practice is to let yourself really be in the flow. So listen to what's happening in the trends, and instead of having a plan, just kind of flow with what's happening. Now, of course, this won't always work. Sometimes you want to have a plan, but experience both, and then you'll know which times you want to flow and which times you want to plan. Now, I have a funny example. When I lived in Colorado, I had this 100-year-old house, and I had renovated it and made it just the way I wanted, and the landscaping was in, everything was just perfect, and I had no plans to move. I was planning on staying there and working in my job. And then one day I got this really strong intuition. I woke up with the sense that I needed to sell my home and to put it on the market. And I resisted at first because I didn't want to sell the home. I didn't know where I would go next. I didn't have any plans to move. I needed to live somewhere. And this awareness just kept coming to me. So I just thought, okay, I'm just going to go for it. So I put the house in the market at kind of a high price, thinking it probably wouldn't sell. And what happened was very quickly, within a week and a half, it actually sold at that high price. And I discovered in the meantime that there was somewhere else that I wanted to live. So it worked out really well. And even more, what happened was that if I hadn't sold that house within the next few months, I probably would have been in trouble because about 2 months after I sold, the US housing market started to crash. And it just went down, 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 and I probably would have lost that house and the money that I had into it. So in that case, listening to the flow and going with the flow was much better than what I had planned. So kind of a fun story. Another way to practice this awareness is if you're in a meeting or a conversation and people are having a difficult time getting along. If you notice two really distinct opinions that seem that they're opposing, if you listen a little bit deeper with your awareness, oftentimes you'll notice that beneath that there is a common goal and there is common ground. And this listening, this awareness helps you bring that out and helps other people begin to get along and get productive and move together again. I use this all the time when I worked in corporate America. It's a really great technique. Now today, I just want to share one more exercise with you where you're going to take a plan that you have and help to let it merge a little bit or adjust a little bit with the environment around you so you can have a more graceful path on your way toward that goal. So right now, just think of a goal that you would like to get to. You can do this with your eyes open. And then visualize the path that you're planning to take from today to get you to that goal. Good. Now just hold that in your mind and gently close your eyes. And again, hold that in your mind and move your awareness into the center of your head. And begin to hear all the filters and ideas that you have already in your mind. And just gently start to turn those down. And as you hold this goal in mind, let your awareness begin to expand. Notice the room around you. Notice the building. Really feel the community that you're in. Feel all the people that are involved in or that will be touched by your goal. And with your awareness, just get a sense of where is this group going? What direction are all these people headed? And as you tune into that community, everybody touched by your goal, just notice, how is your goal aligned? Can it be easily received? Are you trying to shake things up? Ask yourself if your goal needs further refinement. And let that goal adjust right now. Now notice that path from present time out to your goal. Notice, does this fit gracefully with your community? How can your path adjust to accomplish your goal to get to it more gracefully? Maybe more time or less time, more people or less people, or anything else. As that path adjusts, be present in the center of your head and notice, how does that goal feel right now? Is it easier? Is it a little lighter? Feel your alignment with that bigger trend and community. And be grateful that you're taking the easier, more graceful road. And smile. And when you're ready, open your eyes. So great job. Thanks for that meditation. And I hope that you got some nice refinements and just saw that even a little adjustment in your goal or your path can make things easier and more graceful for you. If all of us did this in our daily life, just adjusted a little bit to our environment around us, just imagine how much easier and more graceful the entire world would be. So I encourage you to do that today as you go about your day. Just notice if there's anywhere you can adjust a little bit with your plan or adjust a little bit with your path so you can get along more gracefully and more easily with others. Now, I encourage you to share today any unique idea that you have on how you can use your mind awareness to change your life. So please share that, and then you can try it tomorrow on the integration day. And again, congratulations on completing your mind awareness challenge. Thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow.